This is going to be a very informal, unscripted, fun type of video, as opposed to my other more serious quote-unquote videos where I talk about more informative stuff. Yeah, so lately I've been scrolling through YouTube a lot, and these videos about like engineers and creators talking about their fancy desk setups have been popping up all the time. And I saw some of these videos and I was like blown away at just how expensive they look. Like, people have these fancy big ass curved monitors, maybe even multiple big ass curved monitors, and really powerful CPUs, GPUs, and all the shebang. And I was just blown away. And coincidentally, just a few months back at work, there was this long Slack thread where people are just discussing their desk setups and just what exactly they have and how they make it ergonomic or quote-unquote aesthetic. And again, I was just blown. I was like, yeah, let me just hop on this bandwagon and make one myself. So yeah, this is going to be that video where I'm going to be showing you my desk setup and low-key bragging about it on how it's better than everyone else's. In its own way, you'll see. And I know you got a glimpse of it in my thumbnail, and yeah, it's absolutely fake. I used an AI to generate it, and yeah, this is my actual setup. Fancy, right? Like top of the line MacBook with my desk, actually my dining table, and my super ergonomic Amazon chair. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I think you were expecting some giant monitors and whatnot. Well, surprise. Oh wait, actually I lied. This is my setup when I'm feeling a tad bit more fancy than usual. When I get my keyboard out, my mouse out, and that laptop incline thingy, I don't know what that's called, where you can set up the incline. I mainly use that when my neck starts hurting a bit when I'm looking down at my desk, but yeah, this is my fancier version of my desk setup. You might be wondering, like, why? Am I just too damn cheap to buy monitors? Like, don't I know how multiple monitors is just so helpful for engineers and whatnot? Well, let's back up a bit. This was not always the case, believe me or not. I used to have one monitor, and I used to work with two monitors at my office when I was interning at these other companies when I was at university. So why do I don't have monitors anymore? I'll get to it. So again, I used to own a Dell 4K monitor like maybe 2 years ago, and I don't know why I bought it. I think I fell into the brainwashing that goes on that engineers need an extra monitor, or even better, two monitors to get their work done. So I was like, I was getting a dream boost through my company anyways at that time, so I was like, let's just buy one and see what happens. So I bought it. I used it a few times, and I really noticed some things. So first, my eyes started hurting a lot. I don't know if it was just like a cheap monitor, but I paid like $500 for it, so I don't think it was cheap in any way. Also back then, I used to live in a much bigger place. I used to live in a house. And then when I decided to move into this place, my current apartment, I was downsizing a lot because I was also moving cities, so the rents went up and the floor plans got smaller. So yeah, when I wanted to move here, I decided to just trade in my monitor for my TV, because back then the main use of my monitor became just playing my PS5. Because like I said, my eyes started hurting more, so I stopped using my monitor and just shifted back to my laptop. And that's what I used to use most of the time as well. And yeah, so when I moved, I upgraded into a TV, and now that's what I use. Actually, that's a lie. I barely use my TV as well. It's just lying there, and so is my PS5. I barely play them. Anyway, like I said, I moved to a smaller condo in Toronto, and yeah, I'll show you like a quick tour, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So when I was moving, I had like an initial thought that I would put in like a small desk somewhere in the space, either in my bedroom or in my living room or somewhere else. But I thought it would just get really cluttered, and for me, I wanted my space to be really aesthetic overall. I just didn't care about my desk in general. I just wanted my overall space to be really aesthetic and warm, and that's what, as you can see, that's the kind of aesthetic that I'm going for. And I have like a small nook in my bedroom. I'm not going to be showing my bedroom, it's an absolute mess, but I thought like even if I cram that small IKEA desk in, like I'll put like a screenshot somewhere on the screen that you can see, it'll just feel like a bit too crammed. And for me, I'm just so used to working just with my laptop now that I don't really care about monitors. And now let me tell you a bit about like how I just got used to working from my laptop, because as engineers watching this, you might be pretty dumbfounded as to like how I get all my stuff done through just my laptop. So the company that I work for right now has always been remote first, and I've been here for almost 2.5 years now. And yeah, because of which I used to move around a lot. I used to travel, I used to work from a lot of places. So I wanted to decouple myself anyways from being too dependent on these tools and technologies like monitors, mouses, keyboards and whatnot. Because yeah, like I said, I travel a lot. Like I think like 1/3 of the year I'm just abroad somewhere, just working remotely from there. Also, like when I was living in another city, I used to go to the WeWork almost every other day, if not every day. And at WeWorks, you're not given monitors or anything. So I just used to go and just work from my laptop. And slowly I got so productive with just my laptop, I stopped seeing the benefit of using anything apart from just my laptop. Now I'm actually glad that I could decouple myself from being dependent on these monitors and whatnot, because now it gives me the freedom to travel, to do whatever I want. And all I need is just my laptop to get shit done. I'm not dependent on having any other tools and technologies that quote unquote help me. I mean, sure, like for a lot of people, they might be angry at what I'm saying, but at least from my personal experience, I haven't seen the benefit of using the monitors, and other things like flexibility are just more important for me at this point. That brings me to what I wanted to talk about next. I like to call it the Twin Monitor Fallacy, where like engineers or even other creators feel like they need a monitor or even two monitors. That's why I'm calling it the Twin Monitor Fallacy, to get any kind of work done or to be productive. They feel like, okay, I need to have like a code editor open on this, maybe Slack open on this, something else open on my laptop. I can just multitask. But in my personal experience, I just get distracted a lot more. And like I said previously, my eyes start hurting. For me, when I'm just focusing on just one screen, my attention, it's just on the thing that I'm doing. It's not split on like multiple different things. Especially with MacBooks now, it's so easy to just flip between screens. Maybe it takes like additional few milliseconds and whatnot, but for me, it's a very small price to pay. And in the grand scheme of things, I don't really see much benefit of it. So I would like to ask you, is your monitors just an excuse, or do you really feel that you're productive? Have you tried just stop using them for some time and seeing if that hurts your productivity at all? At least for me, I learned that I'm productive, if not even more productive, with just my laptop. And having extra tools and technologies around me just kind of distracts me. But again, that's my personal experience and opinion, and yours can be completely different. Yeah, like overall, I didn't want my productivity and impact to be tied to being dependent on these monitors, keyboards, mouses, CPUs, and all that stuff. I wanted it to be tied to my overall skill set, which is what's happening. And I've been using just my laptop, and I got promoted to like a senior software engineer in just like a year and a half. I'll link the video somewhere up in the screen. You can take a look if you're interested. Just because I downsized my setup doesn't mean I got less productive in any way. Yeah, in the long term, I just don't want to get handicapped by these monitors and whatnot. Anyways, I'll stop rambling now. I just wanted to test out this quick unscripted video. Like all my previous videos have been completely scripted. I was like, let me just try talking to the camera completely unscripted and just off my head and see how that goes. And yeah, if you thought my setup was controversial or if you think I'm stupid, let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And yeah, like I mentioned previously, this is like a one-off fun type of video. 99% of the content that I make is super helpful around engineering excellence and how to grow and become a better engineer. So yeah, if you're interested in stuff like that, do subscribe. And yeah, as always, I'm here to help.